Nice looking red, perfect hook set right there in the corner. Thing's drumming. There we are. This is a bigger redfish than I originally thought. What an awesome catch. All right, in this video, we're gonna show the Power Prawn U.S.A. and just a great strategy for using this. We're up in shallow water. We have some redfish up here. And so what you wanna do is we have it rigged weedless. We're in really shallow water with seagrass. And I just basically wanna cast it out, and I just wanna take a nice little, kind of a pretty, this water's really clear, so you don't want to do anything super jerky or loud. You want to kind of just float it right through, right where those fish are nosing in, and they're going to see it and come up and smack it. If the water's really murky, that's when you need to do a little bit more motion and create a little bit more vibration in the water. But in days like this, where the water's really clear, you know, kind of sometimes too much noise is a bad thing. So that's why these will often outfish the paddle tails and louder lures. And this is just a great time. So right now I'm casting over a pothole. When you're out here, always look for any signs of potholes or depressions, anything that these fish can use to ambush their prey. All right, we'll get a cast up there at that pothole. So cast right at that pothole. A lot of times those fish will be holding in the holes. And so we have this nice grass flap, this one little sand patch, and that's you. Oh, there we are. There we are. It's usually going to be the spot where those fish hold. And so you can see that wake is right there in that hole. That's exactly where it was. That was a perfect textbook type situation, right? Go down these flats, go super slow. And as you're going, keep an eye out. I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not, but there's a white hole right there. There's another one right there. I made a cast at the earlier one, didn't see much. This one's just a little bit deeper. And that's where I just made a cast up in there and felt a nice thump. Ooh, there we are. There we are. This is a bigger redfish than I originally thought. But what I'm doing is I'm looking down. There's another pothole just like it, just another 50 yards down. So the fact that we just got one in this pothole, the next one is the same depth, odds are very high that we're gonna have a second red here pretty soon. This is a solid fish. Still haven't gotten a look at him, but I'm pretty sure it's a red. When you're doing this type of fish, and this is shallow water, we're probably in maybe 1.5 feet of water. And so in most cases, they're gonna be redfish. And sometimes snook and big trout, but you don't get many jacks and stuff doing this. So this is more than likely a red. Check out the colors on this thing. I think it's hooked pretty deep. I can feel my line rubbing in his mouth, so I'm gonna just go lighten up just a little bit. Now he's going under the boat. This guy is just not giving up. There we are. Yeah, this is an overslot red for sure. It's bigger than I was thinking. So you can see the Power Prawn U.S.A. right there in the corner of his mouth. Just a textbook everything. Hooked right in the corner, just right. Check out the size of this red. Nice looking red. Perfect hook set right there in the corner. This thing's drumming. That redfish was nose down, hanging in that pothole, saw that shrimp, and just couldn't help but to give it a whirl. Awesome catch. All right, that was killer. So here it is. Lure's a little bit gnarled up from that fight, but we're gonna just go ahead and get it back in action. It is still in good shape. So this has the twist lock corkscrew. This is one of our custom hooks that we made for these Power Prawns. It's the twist lock corkscrew, which is awesome. And this hook is a little bit wider than the typical owner hook. So it's called the Haas Helix hook. And go ahead and thread that puppy on top. Get it all the way to top of the hook. Slot side down. This is built for rigging weedless and on jig heads. Slot side down. Go through it. And now it's pretty weedless. And now when we skin hook the top, it's ultra weedless. So this can get down there right in that grass, right where those redfish are nosing around, and it'll go through without getting snagged on the seagrass. As soon as the fish hits it, hook comes out and game on. Let's do that again. All right, so I just let that redfish go and the power pole's still down. I'm still right here by this pothole. You know, we didn't make a lot of commotion. That redfish ran out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna make another cast in that pothole. Definitely a chance of there's some more reds in there. We were pretty quiet, But again, I'll do another couple casts through here, and then we're gonna go up to this next one and see if we can make it happen. But overall, that's just the game plan, right? Fishing a flat like this where we have a really low tide, these fish are hanging right on the edge. They're hanging in all the little ambush spots, the potholes, and then sometimes in between the potholes. So do some blind casts, and then as soon as you come across a pothole, make sure to cast over it and then just take this shrimp right through there, because that is the highest odds you could possibly have, other than just seeing a fish. Obviously, when you see a tailor, that's the highest odds, but that doesn't happen nearly as often as seeing the potholes. So we're gonna keep going down this flat, see if we can make it happen. We're gonna use the same strategy, and odds are we can get some more redfish in the boat. So this was this is just a couple casts later. I was actually on the way to that other pothole that we noticed, and I just mentioned still cast in between the potholes, and we're gonna be rewarded with an in between the pothole cast here in a second. So we're still not up to that target area. Oh man, that was a snook. That was a nice snook, and the hook just came out. That was like a 30-inch snook. So that's a good thing about shrimp lures, is everything eats them. Oh, what a bummer. Total snook action there. So doing this type of fishing, it could be snook, it could be redfish, it could be trout, it could be really a variety of species. Just everything eats shrimp. And what I've started really the last couple of years, I've gravitated more and more to these shrimp lures. They're very realistic. They seem to fool the bigger fish more frequently compared to a lot of the other lures that either has really good motion, like a soft plastic, but it's more realistic than a lot of the soft plastics out there, without being too realistic. The big mistake a lot of these shrimp companies make is that they put all the flare on there, a bunch of legs and stuff, and then you can't really cast them very far. Let me put this power pole up so we can get back in the strike zone. But you can't cast quite as far, and it slows down the motion in the water, where it's kind of everything's just a little bit deadened. And really what it seems like those little frills appeal to most of all is just humans. Just helps for sales. But as far as fish catching, I've tried them all, and this style, where it's a nice streamlined shrimp lure, this style seems to be the best for actually catching fish. I wish we'd had that snook to show off. That was a really nice snook. So I'm gonna start making my way up to this pothole, and hopefully we can get revenge on either that snook or another nice redfish. So going down the flat, always keep an eye out for anything unique. And I just saw some tails flapping at us. It looks like some actually closer. So we're just total in drift mode. Might be coming towards us. See if I can get a cast in there. Oh, look at that tail. There's some waving right beyond where I am. Could have sworn I saw one shorter as well. So same thing, rod down, just trying to keep the wind at bay by keeping the line on the water. That way I can feel strikes and the wind's not just totally bowing my line out. Oh, there we got him. There we are, got him. That was awesome. So I just had the line down. Let's see, another red, nice. This is just awesome. These power prawns, when you get into situations like this where these fish are up in the grass, nosing down, this lure gets down there right in their face, it stays weedless, and it's realistic. And that combination is really hard to beat. My remote for the Power Prawn isn't working, so I'm having to do it the old-fashioned way. But another nice redfish. This is awesome. Whoa. He's going crazy. Yeah, whenever they go into the boat, just get that rod tip down. Obviously, the things I need to worry about are the motor, the power pole, and the trolling motor, and the hull of the boat for that matter. But everything is at a less risk when you get that, when you get that rod way down there in the water. Let it do its thing. A lot of times it'll just come right back out. like he's about to. This one is really, there we are. Another nice red. Heck yeah. Chunker too. Go ahead and pull him over to this side of the boat. And here we are. Right in the corner of his mouth again. What an awesome catch. That's probably about maybe 26 to 28 inches or so. Right in the corner of the mouth again. I was just going super slow. I was actually messing with the trolling motor, felt that thump, and game on. The hook's out. Let this guy go. That was cool. Down there drumming. And same lure, still rocking. Slide it up. Just make sure it's all straight. Sometimes that hook, the coil will kind of get turned, twisted around. So let's go ahead and just restart it. When in doubt, just go ahead and restart. So take it out, put the hook back in, and this thing is good as new, ready to catch some more fish. All right, so we're getting towards the edge of the grass area of this flat, and so just wanted to go ahead and close. But yeah, this lure, this is the Power Prawn U.S.A. This is our new lure. This thing is really proven to work. This thing has been very impressive. I especially like the fact that it has just the nice gliding motion down like a natural shrimp. After you twitch it, it glides back down to the grass just like a natural shrimp when it's swimming down. That's when almost all the strikes happen. So that's the most important part of the lure. The fact that it can be rigged weedless is huge for fishing this shallow grassy water. And the fact that it doesn't have those extremities. Yes, it looks cool to the human eye, but those fish, they're analyzing the lure. They're looking for the motion. And as long as it looks somewhat realistic, they're going to come up there and smack it. And so this can be rigged weedless. It doesn't have those extremities, so you can have longer casts. You can cover more water more efficiently, and this thing has been awesome. So if you haven't yet picked these up, make sure to pick them up. They're at fishstrong.com. They're one of our proprietary lures. What I have it rigged on is the Haas Helix hook. This is one of our custom hooks. It has a 1/8 ounce weight on the shank. It's very similar to the twist lock, where it has the owner twist locks, where it has the actual twist lock corkscrew, which is amazing. The only difference is that it's a little bit thinner shank, and then it has a wider shank as well. And the wider shank is really just to help make sure that the hookup ratio is as good as possible. Yes, the owner hooks do work with this lure. It just doesn't work as effectively because the hook set ratio is just not quite as good, given that the gap isn't quite as wide as this. But that's it. All this stuff can be found on fishstrong.com. I'll put a link down below where you can pick that up. If you're wondering about the rest of the gear, what I have is this is one of the custom Bull Bay rods we did with Bull Bay. 7.6, basically medium heavy power. Very good feel, enough power to get some good hook sets with soft plastics. As far as the reel, we have the BGMQ. You can see the logo there, and this is a 2500 BGMQ, and I have it loaded with 10-pound Daiwa 8 grand braid, and then I take it down to a 20-pound mono leader, just regular Andy mono, loop knot to the lure. I'm using the FG knot for the braid to leader connection, and that is the setup. This is a really good setup. This combo right here is just an excellent setup for inshore saltwater fishing, whether you're going after redfish, sea trout, snook, or flounder. It catches them all, and I've been just very happy with it. So thank you so much for your time and watching. Any questions at all, leave a comment down below. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the #1 fishing club for inshore saltwater anglers. We actually guarantee you'll be catching more fish than ever before with just 10 minutes or less of your time per week. And we'll be saving you a ton of money on all the gear you need throughout the entire year. So link down below for saltstrong.com to learn more in case you haven't yet joined. Give it a shot. The risk is on us to live up to those promises. We know you're gonna love it. So make sure to go join now and get started in the fish catching fun. So thank you again for your watching. Questions below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video.